left. Are they going to play it out? They are. With 4, with 3, with 2. Sexton. No basket. No basket.
Absolutely perfect. Yeah, Tech. Yeah, Tech. Yeah, Tech.
Hardy was right there when they got the defensive stop, and they looked at, and he gave the motion like to keep going.
Have you ever seen a coach snatch defeat from the jaws of victory? That's exactly what happened in the Jazz versus Lakers game. Coach Will Hardy called a timeout that erased what would have been the game-winning shot. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Imagine being Colin Sexton. You're driving to the hoop, the crowd's roaring, and you sink the basket. But wait, it doesn't count. Your own coach just wiped out your heroic moment. How did this happen? And what went down in those final seconds? Let's break it down. Picture this: Jazz versus Lakers. 8 seconds left on the clock. The Jazz are down by 1, and the tension in the arena is through the roof. Sexton's got the ball, and he's crossing half court like a man on a mission. The Lakers' defense is scrambling, trying to keep up with him. But hold up, what's this?
1-point game. LeBron, who just scored a moment ago, with Markkanen in front of him. James for 3.
Keep fueling our pace. You're pushing our pace just as much as he is. Let's keep running on offense.
He called a timeout.
They called a timeout.
Why would he call a timeout?
With 1 second left, 1.6.
I mean, what?
Coach Hardy's running to midcourt, arms waving like he's trying to land a plane. The crowd's confused, but Sexton's locked in. He drives to the hoop, lays it up, and bam! The ball goes in. The crowd erupts, thinking they've just witnessed a game winner. But then the whistle blows. The cheers turn to confused mumbles. What just happened? Did Sexton travel? Was there a foul? Nope, it's even crazier than that. Turns out Hardy called a timeout right as Sexton was scoring. Talk about bad timing. The crowd goes from ecstatic to shocked in a split second. You can feel the energy drain out of the arena like someone pulled the plug. So why did Coach Hardy call that timeout? Was he trying to set up a play? Did he not trust Sexton to make the shot? Here's the kicker. Hardy started calling for the timeout when Sexton retreated with the ball. He didn't expect Sexton to suddenly drive to the hoop. By the time Sexton made his move, it was too late. The timeout was already in motion. Now the Jazz have to inbound with just 2.1 seconds left. The Lakers are ready, their defense locked in. The Jazz try to get a shot off, but it's no use. The clock runs out, and just like that, the Lakers win 105-104. Can you imagine how the Jazz players felt? 1 second, they're celebrating a miraculous comeback. The next, they're watching their hopes slip away because of a timeout. It's like having the winning lottery ticket, only to realize it expired yesterday. This game is going to haunt Jazz fans for a while. They were so close to victory, only to have it snatched away by their own coach's decision.
And then when they get in a position to attack, he's running to midcourt to call a timeout.
Lakers will take it.
Come on now, super active. Hey, good job finding those pocket threes. Got to keep looking for them.
Escape tonight in Utah.
That's a great word, escape.
Yeah, they really did, didn't they?
It's the kind of moment that makes you wonder, what if? What if Hardy hadn't called that timeout? What if the refs hadn't heard it in time? Basketball can change in the blink of an eye, and this game is proof of that. Now, speaking of what ifs, there's one question we haven't asked yet. What if Coach Hardy and Sexton's relationship wasn't what you'd expect after a moment like this? The locker room scene that unfolded next might surprise you more than that game-changing timeout. Picture this: the Jazz locker room after the game. You'd think it'd be a war zone, right? Sexton's probably fuming, maybe even ready to throw his jersey at Hardy. But that's not what went down at all. Instead, we saw something you don't often see in pro sports: a coach owning up to his mistake. Hardy went straight up to Sexton and said, "I robbed you of a moment." That's huge. No excuses, no beating around the bush. Just a straight-up admission that he messed up. But here's where it gets really interesting. Sexton, the guy who just had his game-winning shot erased, wasn't holding a grudge. Can you believe that? He actually defended Hardy, saying, "During the moment, it's one of those times where you get upset, but it's just like anything. At the end of the day, he was doing what was best for the team." That's some next-level maturity right there. Sexton could have thrown Hardy under the bus, but he chose to have his coaches back instead. It's like he hit the pause button on his frustration and looked at the bigger picture. Hardy then explained what happened. He started calling for the timeout when Sexton retreated with the ball. He didn't expect Sexton to suddenly drive to the hoop.
Yeah.
Made basket wins the game. Made basket wins the game. Sexton, oh! 3 Lakers block it after he fumbled it.
And competes every single night. There's always room to improve, whether that's individually or as a team, and always trying to find those avenues where we can continue to improve.
Look at Hardy on the sideline with the clipboard. He's telling him, he's walking, he says, go, go, go. Then when he's going, then he runs down to midcourt. Time is almost out. He's calling timeout.
The arena was so loud that the refs didn't hear until Sexton was already scoring. It was just bad timing all around. But here's the real kicker. The whole team rallied around Hardy. You'd think a mistake like that would fracture the locker room, but it did the opposite. Sexton even said, "I don't put no fault or no blame. You live and you learn. It happens." That's the kind of attitude that builds strong teams. This whole situation could have been a disaster for the Jazz. They're already on a losing streak, and this loss was their 4th in a row. But instead of falling apart, they're showing some real resilience. They're facing this adversity head-on and sticking together. So yeah, that timeout was a tough break for the Jazz, but the way they handled it, that might end up being more valuable than any single win. It's moments like these that show what a team is really made of. You know what's crazy about basketball? One play can change everything, but it's how a team bounces back that really counts. The Jazz just showed us what they're made of. After that wild timeout drama, you'd think they'd be at each other's throats, but nope, they stuck together like glue. Here's the million-dollar question though. Is this going to make the Jazz stronger or haunt them all season? It could go either way. They're on a losing streak right now, and that's rough. Teams usually struggle after losses like this, but the way they rallied around Coach Hardy, that's something special. Their next game against the Thunder is huge.
You've never seen a human being eat more burgers than Lauri Markkanen. I promise you that.
Times. Oh, got him. That aerodynamic mask on. I don't care that you missed. You made a move, you missed. Don't you have to look over at me. Come on now, keep playing.
I can tell how much my passing ability has increased over just this year, even last year, but just reading the game. And
it's going to show us if they can shake off this loss or if it's going to hang over them like a dark cloud. One thing's for sure, we're about to see what the Jazz are really made of. This could be the moment that defines their whole season. Are you ready for it?